From Crimea to Gaza and from ISIS to Ebola, there have been a lot of events that have caught our attention during this past summer. But at the same time, other important events were taking place that also shaped the world. There is an energy revolution going on in the United States. The United States has now overtaken Saudi Arabia and Russia as the main producer of oil. But at the same time that the United States was flooding the markets with oil and gas, the demand for energy in the world was coming down because of slower economic activity in Europe and Asia, especially in China. So the combination of more supplies and less consumer demand created these downward pressures for prices. Another very important event that did not get enough attention during this summer is that the Western United States and Mexico and Central America experienced the most severe drought in 100 years. It is very severe, and it was not the only strange climatic accident, unusual climatic accident that took place over the summer. In India and Pakistan, very severe rains created floods and storms that had not been seen in the last half century. As Europeans returned from their summer vacation, they discovered that their economies were stalling. Europe's economies, the Eurozone economy, has not been doing well since the crisis that started in 2008. But last year and early this year, we started to see a recovery that created great hopes. But unfortunately, during the summer, the numbers were released that show that the largest economies of the region, Germany, France, Italy, were either stagnating or even receding. Another surprise of the summer was that the European Union decided to appoint as their chief foreign policy official Mrs. Federica Mogherini, who for the last 6 months has been Italy's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Her appointment has been interpreted as a signal that the European countries do not want a very strong Secretary of State. And that is a very bad omen, because it sent another bad signal that says that Europeans are not taking seriously the notion that only when they act in concert and as a unified entity can they recover the weight that they used to have in the world. On August 13, a private jet went down in an airport nearby the city of Sao Paulo in Brazil. In that airplane, Eduardo Campos, a presidential candidate, died. He was running second after Dilma Rousseff, the current president, but with a very large margin. And everyone had assumed that Mrs. Rousseff was going to be re-elected. As a result of his untimely death, they appointed his vice presidential candidate, Marina Silva, as the presidential candidate for their political group. And immediately she soared in the polls and became a very strong contender for the presidency of Brazil. Should Marina Silva win, she will change a lot of things in Brazil, and especially she will probably change Brazil's foreign policy of a strong support, strong automatic support for the worst human rights offenders in Latin America.